Welcome to All Gems, No Crumbs, Boutique Edition, where we leave fluff at the door and serve strategy that sells. If you're tired of running your boutique on vibes and guesswork, you're in the right place. I've been coaching boutique owners since 2018 and I have seen it all. Whether you sell online, at pop-ups, or through DMs, I'm here to make sure your brand stands out, your content converts, and your coins make sense. Let's make strategy the new aesthetic because cute clothes don't pay the bills without a plan. Let's get into it. Hey, jewelers, it's me, Ikenisha J. Welcome back to another episode of All Gems, No Crumbs. But this is the boutique edition. This is the very first one. So excited. I started off assisting boutique owners in 2018. I started my own boutique in 2017. It was called Jinx Fashionique. It was amazing. It was in business for 7 years and I closed it after God told me to. Actually, I closed it about a year after he told me to, but that's a whole nother story. So every Thursday, episodes are going to be just for you. And today, if you saw the title, you don't need more inventory, you need more strategy. That's what we're going to be talking about. So I want to take y'all back to when I started Jinx Fashionique. Your girl made so many inventory mistakes. All right, I'm not even going to hold y'all. I made a lot of mistakes. I was trying to copy what I saw on Instagram, like the Instagram boutiques back then in 2017, 2018. And I looked at what the popular boutiques were selling, and I figured if it was working for them, it should work for me too, right? Wrong. But what I did was I started buying pieces, and I know a lot of people that did this. So if you did it and it sounds like you now, even don't even stress it. So I started buying pieces that really didn't even fit my brand or my vision for what I had for my boutique. And honestly, it didn't even fit my own style half the time. I was just chasing trends instead of chasing alignment. Right? Let me say that again because that sounds like a word. I was chasing trends instead of chasing alignment. Okay. I better go ahead. Anyway, not only did that hurt my pockets, honey, it made me start to dislike my own boutique. I started doubting myself as well, and I started comparing myself to other boutique owners who were like 10 steps ahead of me. You feel me? Like they were on step 100 and I was barely on step 20. And here I was trying to play in the same lane, and I couldn't do that. And let's be real, those bigger boutiques had more money, they had more buying power, they had more connections because they've been in business longer. So sometimes I would find a piece I liked. I knew exactly what vendor had it, but they would be sold out because the other boutiques that had more money and more buying power had already beat me to it. And even though all of those things were mistakes, the biggest mistake I made was I kept buying more inventory. And I know a lot of other boutique owners who went through this because I helped them through it after I made it through it. So I kept buying more inventory even when my current stuff wasn't selling. And I was thinking like, okay, maybe this next item is going to sell better. I'm going to do better with this item. And maybe you think that too. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no sis, that's not the way. The problem was not the clothes, it was the lack of strategy. And that's what I figured out. I didn't know my brand. I didn't know how to sell, which was odd because I knew how to sell in person. I was an amazing salesperson. Okay. I spent over a decade in sales before I started my boutique. I know how to sell. I know the psychology about selling and marketing and all of the goods, all of the things. But when it came to my own online boutique, I did not know how to sell. So of course I was wasting money because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a concrete plan, I would say, and one that I followed. So let's keep going. We still back there. So in December 2019, a couple things happened. One, I was put on bed rest during my pregnancy with Cairo. That's my son. He's 5 now. I love him to death. Everybody calls him my shadow because if you see me, you see him. Unless like right now, like I have to make sure he does not come around me and try to come with me when I record. But if you were watching me on YouTube, you would know that from the time he was in my stomach to the time he came out, he was in all the videos. He always wanted to be on camera. So anyway, At the same time with me being put on bed rest, I was also being let go from yet another job. And if you know my story, you know I had been fired from a lot of jobs, not because I was a bad employee or anything, but it was God kicking me out of these jobs. And I was steady going back and trying to find another job. And I decided to take this time of bed rest as God telling me to sit still and plan. Because my daddy had been drilling into me for years that I was like him. And that means I was not meant to work for anyone. My dad had not had a boss for God knows how long. He has his own business, he's an entrepreneur as well. So since I was on bed rest, I couldn't really work on my boutique as far as like, packing orders and that sort of thing. So my business, well, boutique rather, it was put on a hiatus during this time. Like all my customers knew I was on bed rest. I couldn't do anything, but I was going to relaunch for my birthday of 2020, which was March 25th. So March 25th, 2020 was my relaunch date. So during that time, again, I told you I was on bed rest, and I am someone who used to be, I'm going to put used to be, obsessed with fashion weeks. And like from the age of like 8 years old, I was always obsessed with fashion, modeling, anything to do with it. And when God told me to close my boutique and I told him no, he was like, all right, girl, I got you. You gonna listen today. You gonna learn today. He took away all of my passion for fashion. I do not like it. I do not like to dress people. I don't like anything to do with modeling. I don't really want to go to no shows. I don't want to participate in no shows. I don't want to host no shows. I don't want to do anything. And so when he took away that passion for fashion and for my boutique, that was when I was like, okay, you were serious, won't you? So yeah, I closed my boutique. So anywho, I was obsessed with fashion weeks. Okay, I would watch every single one. I would watch the big designers. I would watch my favorite designers. I would even watch some of those smaller, not well known ones. And one day around that time, I was watching a Versace show right after my favorite show, Zuhair Murad. Now I'm still obsessed with him, like regardless of passion or not. Zuhair Murad, if I ever hit Powerball, Mega Million, whatever, I'm going to get something from him. Okay, like I'm obsessed, obsessed. If you don't know who he is, shame. Okay, shame. Please go to YouTube and look up one of his shows, honey. It's spelled Zuhair. That's the first name. Last name Murad. I'm obsessed. Anywho, I was watching the Versace show, and I still remember which one it was. Right after I watched his show, and I had like an epiphany, an instant idea. I was like so excited. I decided to change up how I did my drops. I decided that, like designers have collections when they have fashion shows, and I wanted to treat each of my drops like that. So each drop had a theme, and that theme helped me stay on track with what to buy. So I wasn't just buying whatever and thinking it was cute or thinking like, okay, oh my God, I want one. So I'm just going to order this whole pack because I want one. Or I saw this other boutique buy this, so I'm going to buy them. No, I stayed on track with my theme. So during those 2 months I had of relaunch planning, I began to utilize text message marketing, ordering inventory within the budget that fit my relaunch theme. I posted teasers of my merchandise. I documented my journey on my boutique's Instagram and my YouTube members got to see a lot of the behind the scenes. So like I did a lot. I was pregnant, but there were things that I was able to do while still being on bed rest. Also, my email marketing, I forgot to talk about that, was on point. I gained traction and my relaunch photo shoot as well went very, very well. And so did the sales of my relaunch collection. And I made sure I drilled into my audience that every single piece would have a limited amount of stock and I would move on to the next collection. And that would be, so urgency was pushed. So they understood like once I sold out of one of these items, there was no restocking it. That was it. I was going to order a certain amount and then I was going to be moving on to the next collection. Now, my photo shoots were always lifestyle and they fit the theme so that way customers could imagine themselves in my merchandise. And I will admit, yet again, I did get distracted because, as you know, during that time, it was COVID. And boutiques were starting to have a lot of success with the comfy wear, like, you know, that stuff that was out in 2020. Because of the COVID lockdown, people were buying it. And so I was like, well, dang, maybe I should try to, I need to try to sell that too. So I tried it, posted it, on my site and stuff, and my customers were like, hell no. Girl, what are you doing? My customers were used to high-end, well-made clothing. Okay. My customer was the one who was like me and still walking around the house in heels just to be cute and sexy because they couldn't go out. They were the ones still buying for whenever lockdown was over. They were the ones who were like me and turned heads even while they're grocery shopping. My customers were that girl. My customers were that girl that you will see women talk about, oh, she thinks she cute. Hell yeah, I think I'm cute. Am I supposed to think I'm ugly? Like, I actually said it to somebody one time. I was in the mall and I was walking past this group of girls and I heard one girl tell her friend, ooh, her shoes are so cute. And the other girl was like, no, she just thinks she cute. And it was one of those days for me when I was just not in the mood for foolishness. And I turned and looked her dead in her eye and I said, well, I'm supposed to think I'm ugly like you? No. And then I kept walking. Pray for me. All right, so what am I talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So I was able to make more money than others during that time due to my high-end clothing and my high margins. So I stayed in my lane. My lane was high-end, well-made, unique, head-turning clothes. My customers did not like that comfy wear, cheaply made shit stuff. I was about to curse. I'm so sorry. That was my New Year resolution, was stop cursing. This has been my New Year resolution since like 2011. Once again, pray for me. So I wasn't like those other boutiques who were flipping clothes. Okay, I was building my brand. And I want to talk about things real quick. So, for example, I had a collection. I'm not talking about my relaunch collection because I can't remember the name of it. But I had a collection called Bossed Up and Blazed. The only reason I remember this one is because it was super popular. It did really well. And it was fire. So it was just blazers, like it sounds like, bossed up and blazed. It was blazers and really unique pieces that made you feel powerful the moment you put them on. That's why I called it bossed up and blazed. It was for the boss women and the women that love blazers. Child, that collection, I'm telling you, like to this day, I have people that comment on those pins until I deleted some of them. People loved that collection. So with my themes or collections, each one had 5 to 7. Every once in a while, I think I may have done 10, but it was like 5 to 7 solid pieces. And it would be regular and plus, or maybe one would be just regular size and the other one would be just plus size, but it would be a variety. I would also have accessories like handbags in there as well, but they didn't count towards the actual pieces in the collection. And then I coordinated my photo campaigns with my models. And then I would have launch dates so I could actually plan content around, the whole collection. So what really made a difference was my strategy. I got really serious about my email marketing, my text marketing, and creating content with purpose and not just the vibes. I started treating my drops like events, like Beyonce was launching, you know what I'm saying? And I had a content calendar that I made my way, not what everybody else is doing. And that's the gem that I want you to walk away with today from this episode. Inventory and strategy go hand in hand. You don't need more boxes. You don't need more of anything. You need a buying plan. You need a sales strategy that actually fits you and not the boutique that you just saw next door. Because I want you to be honest. You're not out of inventory, you're out of visibility. And visibility comes from strategy, okay? So we're going to break all this down so you can walk away with something you can actually use. Because if you don't know what a buying plan or a sales strategy actually looks like, you're not going to be able to execute it correctly. It's based on your customer's lifestyle, seasons and trends that align with your brand, not all of them, your actual inventory budget, your sales data, like what sold last time, upcoming promotions and campaigns, and of course your content calendar. So this is how, and I'm talking about a buying plan, y'all. Okay. So this is how you create one. Step 1, define your drop theme or your focus. Like what's going to be your theme. So for this example, we're going to say our theme for this drop is everyday looks. It's going to be a stylish but wearable pieces for the girl who loves comfort and class. Okay. So you got to come up with a little tagline so you remember who you're buying for. So when you're looking, like, hey, no, that ain't gonna go for her. But yes, this looks better for her. Okay. So again, we're doing everyday looks, stylish but wearable pieces For the girl who loves comfort in class, that is super cute, but still have my boutique, I would literally do this. All right, so after you do that, you're going to choose 5 to 7 SKUs max, unless you're someone who can afford to do like 10. Up to you. Um, Choose however many you want. Okay, it's totally up to you. That's up to your discretion. But this keeps it lean and focused when you do like 5 to 7. I want you to pick items that pair well, like they go together, they feel cohesive, and they reflect your customers' needs right now. Step 3, you need to know your buying budget. Okay? Don't go crazy. Know your margins. Set limits. So, for example, if your budget is full, no, maybe $500, don't spend $499 on 3 pieces and you still got, like 4 more pieces to go. Prioritize your variety and your versatility, okay? Next step, I want you to plan your content and your promotions around it. So you need to treat every single drop like an event. Schedule your emails, schedule your texts, your reels, behind the scenes. Think teasers, countdowns, style guides, try-ons. Do that with your models if you're faceless. If you're not the face of your brand and you have models, do try-ons. Or do it yourself, either way. And then also do some how to wear it posts, because those tend to do well too. And then last, once you have your drop, you then need to track your performance. This is something I noticed that a lot of business owners in general, not just boutique owners, because I've helped a lot of different business owners, but a lot of people do not like analytics and numbers. I don't know why. I guess because I'm biased. I love numbers. I love analyzing. I love all of that sort of thing. But there's no way you're going to be able to do better if you don't know where you were. So you got to figure out what sold, what didn't. Take notes. And that's how your buying plan is going to get stronger over time. And you can figure out which of those items then that didn't sell, when are you going to put them on sale or on clearance? Are you going to have a clearance like once or twice a year? Are you going to do it after every drop? What are you going to do? Okay, so now we're going to talk sales strategy. Your sales strategy is how you're going to move those pieces. It needs to be more than just posting and praying, okay? It needs to include a launch plan. Are you doing early access for the email and text message subscribers? You need to do value building content. Are you showing why your products are worth it? Do you have the perceived value? Are you doing it before you drop the price? Or are you just going to tell them how much it is? You need to also have some urgency in there. Are you using limited time offers, countdowns, limited quantities, like I was saying earlier? Then, of course, I say this in almost every single episode. Storytelling. Are you showing them how the item fits into their life, not just how it looks? So, example. Let's go back to the everyday luxe drop. Your sales strategy could look like this. All right. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to tease the collection through outfit reels, close-up product videos, storytelling captions like you deserve to look expensive on your coffee run. Oh, that's super cute. I'm coming up with cute stuff. Okay. So that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday, you're going to do VIP early access for email lists with a special offer. Example, like $10 off when you buy 2+ pieces. Friday, you're going to do a public launch with the full reel, carousel post, and a text message blast to your entire list. Saturday, Sunday comes, you're going to use testimonials, customer try-ons, or style flat lays, whatever, and answer some FAQs in your stories. And you're going to keep the buzz going all weekend. So, let me give you another example too. When I was doing my relaunch, I stressed every single post that I did on Facebook and Instagram that because I was just starting text message marketing. So if you were a text message subscriber, not even email, this was strictly text, you were able to shop my collection 3 days early. And you would get a text letting you know when it was live and live for them. Because if you did not have the link that I texted to you, you couldn't get in. And I strictly did this for text subscribers. Why? Because I wanted to grow my text list. So I emailed my subscribers, of course, and let them know about the texting. And then I was posting this on my social media. And that was one reason why I did so well and why my pieces sold out quickly or even more quicker than usual was because the people that were on the text list, they took advantage of that. So that's what I mean by strategy. Not just posting cute stuff and hoping somebody bites. That's not it. All right. So before I close out this episode, I actually want to talk about something else that I just thought about. And this thing could literally shift the whole trajectory of your boutique business. So, what am I talking about? I have a new boutique marketing boot camp, and it actually kicks off tonight. So, if you are listening to this on Thursday, what's that date? May 1st, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube is my boutique marketing boot camp, and it is free 99. But don't let the word free fool you, because this boot camp, if you have taken any of my classes, you already know it's full of gems. Okay, so we're going to be talking about quite a bit of things. This is a 3-day boot camp. Okay, 3 days. We're going to be talking about how to grow your audience without feeling burnt out and confused, the power combination of email and social media marketing, how to attract your dream customers that day, the kind of content that actually sells, and storytelling strategies to help you stand out and drive real sales. Each night, what happens is I'll have a value packed video posted. It's only visible to those people who have the link. So you have to sign up on my website, theiconishaj.com. You should see it on the screen immediately when you get up there for the boot camp. And when you sign up, you'll be able to get the links of the videos. So when the video drops, I will be live in the chat answering questions while we watch the video together. I'm not going to be live in the video. I felt like it would be better if I was live in the chat and could answer questions then. So I want you to bring your notebook, your favorite drink, and your I'm ready to take this serious mindset, okay? Because we going to be taking this serious. All right, this next quarter of your boutique is going to be serious. So if you've been stuck wondering why your sales are slow or why your content isn't converting, this free bootcamp is for you. And for those of you who are ready to take the next step toward real strategy, I literally just dropped something last week. It's called the Boutique Strategy Blueprint Bundle. And that name alone should tell you already what time it is. So inside of that bundle, I have basically it's a plug and play toolkit. So I have a buying plan template, a sales strategy calendar, a mini audio lesson, and I'm thinking about adding something to it later. I'm not entirely sure yet. We're going to see. But that bundle is exclusively for, I'm going to give you a discount rather. Sorry. So those who are in the Boutique Marketing Bootcamp, you're going to get a discount on that bundle. If you're listening to this, you'll get a discount on that bundle as well. So listeners and boutique boot campers will get a $10 discount. You just have to use the discount code GEM, GEM10. So GEM10, GEM10, and you'll get $10 off. All right. So head to theiconishaj.com. If you're not already signed up for the boot camp, it's not too late. Just go ahead and sign up for the boot camp. Grab that blueprint bundle for $10 off as well. All right, so that's it for today. Be sure to follow, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Share this episode with someone who needs it. And catch me next week with another gem of advice, because you know I'm not going to leave no crumbs.